Rayson, I wanted to just go ahead and bring you on the show today because I wanted to talk to you about what is going on over in Singapore during the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. Okay. This is a worldwide issue that we are dealing with right now. And
it is.
I wanted to have you on the show today to talk about that. We are familiar with you because we've had you on before. And I appreciate you taking the time to come back and have another conversation with me. I'm excited to see what's going on in your side of the world.
Well, I'm really grateful and honored to be on your show again. And also at the same time, I truly believe that it's really a great opportunity for us right now to actually speak about certain topics, and also at the same time we're gonna allow me to share about what's happening in Singapore. And it's something that not many people are able to do it because unfortunately there are some that are actually lying on a hospital bed because of COVID-19 and other stuff that's happening in their world right now. That's why they can't do certain things. So I'm truly grateful that I'm here and I'm alive and healthy and able to speak with you and to share some things about what's happening in Singapore. So yeah, it's a blessing in disguise, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely, for both of us.
Yes, for both of us. So yeah.
Rayson is the host of the Legacy Show, where he is a motivational and inspirational speaker. And he is also a nurse at the Institute of Mental Health in Singapore.
Yes.
And I interviewed Rayson about 2 years ago at that time, he had about 1,000 followers on Instagram, if I remember correctly. And now, only 2 years later, actually less than 2 years later, you have over 10,000 followers on Instagram. And if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you if you could give us maybe a quick rundown on how you have been able to grow so quickly.
Well, I'm really grateful that it's most importantly because of the people that has been following my podcast, and also at the same time the people that has came onto my podcast has their own fan base, and their own fans they found my podcast pretty interesting and pretty motivational, inspirational, so they decided to come on board and become a follower in a sense. And some of them they had their own they had their own idols. So somehow or other, I interviewed some of their idols, and they felt that, hey, the message that I brought to them is actually pretty resonating with all of them. So that's why they actually decided to follow me. And some of them, I'm grateful that they are partnering up with me. Like Gary Vee has his own D-Rock, right? So I finally gotten my own D-Rock as well. So he actually did the same process as how he actually went through the same process as how D-Rock had to go through. So for my guy, his name is called Nazri. So Nazri actually Facebook messaged me, and he followed my content religiously, and then after he messaged me and told me about how he would like to have a quick chat with me, and we were having some informal chat, and then slowly it became so surreal, like something that I've wanted to happen actually happened. And he said he will do something, he would love to do something for me, and that's to film the behind the scenes, like filming the behind the scenes of the Legacy Show, and how I meet the people, how I meet the guests, what I do behind the scenes with the guests, and what we talked about, things like that. And I was like, okay, cool. And we managed to get one of our episodes out, and it's like a vlog kind of style. So it's called the Legacy Vlog. You can go to YouTube and check it out. So it's where he followed me behind the scenes of me meeting some of my potential collaborators, and then we were discussing, and he was like filming the process before, during, and after the whole thing. And it was pretty cool, something that I've wanted. And now I have other followers, like one or two of them that want to help me create my own website for me, and they want to help me to design the website, etc. I was like, okay, cool. I've always wanted a website, and now we are starting to get things done, and especially during COVID-19, it's truly
Fantastic.
amazing. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yes, I did actually watch your behind the scenes video, your vlog, and it was great. It was fantastic. I loved it. So I'm excited to see a lot more come out. I did go to your YouTube channel and I made sure that I subscribed and I made sure I hit that bell
Thank you.
to make sure that I was notified whenever you got a new video put up. So yeah, so it's great. And I want to encourage all of my listeners to do the same thing. Go and follow Rayson. It's Raygacy, actually, on Instagram. Yep. And at the end of our show, we will actually give you the links and tell you where you can actually find Ray.
Okay, cool. That would be amazing. That would be awesome. So yeah, so this is something that I've been building for myself for the past 3 years, I think, from ever since 2017 when I started my whole podcast. And now it is growing and thriving and more people are coming on board. And recently, I managed to get people from The Secret. I'm not sure if you heard of The Secret, like the laws of attraction, all those kind of stuff. So The Secret was actually a book written by Rhonda Byrne. So she has all these amazing people like Bob Proctor, Bob Doyle, and they were speaking about all the laws of attraction, positivity, mindfulness kind of concept. And I managed to get some of them to on board the show. So they're going to share about the mentality, the mindset about positivity in businesses, and especially during COVID-19. I believe this will be an amazing opportunity for everyone to be more positive rather than being negative. So yeah, so all these are coming up pretty soon. So yeah, we'll let you know more of the details pretty soon when the time comes, especially like tomorrow. Following day, we will be having a special guest. He's part of this, The Secret, kind of a new season, new series kind of stuff, but it's done by another author, another person. His name is, the guy that's coming on the show is called Travis Fox. So he's like one of the pioneer of business architect. So he teaches people how to create, how to design your own business, how to design your own life. So something unique, something interesting, and I can't wait to announce the promotion of it, the posters of it, and etc. So stay tuned, everyone. Stay tuned.
So by the time this video comes out, those will actually have been released. So I'll make sure that I put a link to those in our show notes as well. So everybody needs to go to our my website or my YouTube, and you'll be able to find the links to all those as well. So that would be great. So as I said before, I invited Rayson on today because I wanted to get his personal experience from Singapore with the current COVID-19 coronavirus crisis, pandemic, whatever it is that you want to call it right now that we are experiencing globally. And you guys are also experiencing shutdowns just like we are, and you have stay-at-home orders as well, just like we do here in America. You guys actually call it the circuit breaker, though. Yes. And I'm curious, where did that come from, circuit breaker?
I believe our Prime Minister doesn't want us to be afraid of the whole pandemic, because everyone in the past, they were actually hoarding toilet papers like Americans do, Australians and all, whoever, whichever nationality are doing right now. And also at the same time, they are hoarding a lot of food and especially canned food in their home. And it's not really nice to actually see them doing that. But of course, I believe he has his own way of doing things, especially the minister. The reason why he called it that way. I didn't really go into details about why he called it circuit breaker, but I truly believe he has a reason behind it, and also at the same time, it it does give us a break,
Yeah.
allowing us to really go and do some stuff on our own, and to work from home for some of them. And of course, as a nurse, I have to be in the front lines. So I have to be in the hospital. So I have to travel to and fro to the hospital and to fight COVID virus, the crime that we are having right now, which is COVID virus, right? So we all have our own roles to play a part. And in Singapore, I'm really touched and grateful that they are giving us credit. They're giving the nurses credit in a sense where they are having the whole of Singapore to have a movement, and that movement was to clap at your estate, or your own condominium, or your own private housing. You just come out or stand at the window and cheer on for the frontliners. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is really great. It's just like how people in Italy, they're singing by their windows. So we have people that are doing this by the windows, doing this for the frontline workers. So it's quite unique. It's quite a unique experience. Probably at the start, it wasn't that much people, but slowly and surely there were more people coming on board to join this cheering, and people are getting more comfortable with this because, man, many of the people are staying indoors. They are staying at home, so they do not have the avenue to do something else rather than going out to the market to buy the stuff, or go and buy packed food back home. So it's really refreshing to actually see this, because in the last few years, when we had H1N1, when we had the SARS, it wasn't that much of the movement that we had until these days, because of social media, because we want to let people know that we are in this together. We want to make sure that everyone stay united as one together. So it's something that I believe it's something that is helping the humanity to grow as a human being, rather than scrutinizing and blaming one another like some people are still doing, unfortunately. But of course, this is a time where we get to realize that we only have one life to live, and that we are actually having the opportunity of our lifetime to do something that we've always wanted to do, but we couldn't. So I truly believe that this is the time for everyone to really go out there and do something, start something that they've always wanted to start, their projects, their business or whatsoever, or even a podcast, for example, or even to do something like give back to someone, or even say a thank you or sorry to someone that they have hurt before or that have helped them before. I truly believe that this is the time that you can do this. Can you imagine if you have COVID virus and it's too late for you to say all this, and then when you are on your deathbed or when you are in your coffin, no one can come and visit you, no one can send you off, not many people. Even if you have 1 million followers, or even you have 50 million or 100 billion, 1 billion people that follows you, no one can actually do all this kind of stuff for you anymore. Right. So I truly believe that it's time that we take this COVID virus as an opportunity, not too seriously, but as an opportunity for you to learn, to grow, to inspire as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree with everything you just said. I love that, because this is an absolute opportunity for us to be able to stop and slow down and maybe reevaluate and kind of think about where we're going and where we're headed. And, a lot of people will say, well, I can't wait till it, returns back to the way that it was before. And I'm, part of me is like, well, I don't necessarily want it to go back to the way that it was before. A lot of, we've been made to slow down and stop and, try to figure out what our next move is. And and also at the same time, this is the time where every Gen X every Gen X that have been saying that millennials are the strawberry generation, it's no longer a strawberry generation. It's like God or Earth or whatever that you believe in. They're saying, I need to toughen this, boys and girls, man. It's time to have some
some of these things going on where, it's time for the millennial generation to grow and to strive and to become stronger and more resilient than before. Because before that, everyone were pretty much, or most of the millennials, most of the millennials, they were more, I would say, taking things for granted in a sense, or they were too comfortable with their comfort zone. So probably now is the time for them to get out of their seats, of their butts, and go out and do something. And it's time for them to make a change, make a difference in their life, their family, and even other people's life. So this is something that I believe that COVID-19 is trying to train us in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. And you are actually a millennial, correct?
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay.
I am.
So do you think that most of the people that you motivate and that you speak to or that follow you, are they typically millennials as well?
Well, it depends. I mean, there are a certain group of people that are millennials. There are a certain group of people that are probably around the age of 40, 50s that are listening to my show or to watching my show as well. So it varies. And most of them, I would say they are like working adults. So they are probably millennials and somewhat Gen Y, more of the Gen Y kind of generation of people that's following my stuff. So yeah, so these are the people that I believe that are really, following the topics that I've been talking about, the guests that I've been bringing on. And yeah, it's something that I'm truly blessed and grateful to have.
Yes. Cool. Okay. So I'm doing a series here for the coronavirus, as I told you before.
Yes.
And I'm asking everyone the same questions because I want to get, a view of where everybody is kind of with the same spectrum, with the same questions that I'm asking everyone. So
sure.
I start off these questions with the same first question. So my very first question is going to be the same that I ask anyone, but I don't want to go any further without asking you this question. Okay. I want to make sure, are you okay? And do you feel like you're hanging in there?
Of course, definitely hanging in there. And also at the same time doing some other things that I've been hoping to do, and that's to coach people, and I've gotten coaches and etc. So yeah, so definitely I'm hanging there. I'm able to talk to you. I'm breathing. I'm living, and at the same time I'm not coughing. I'm not sneezing. Okay, so I'm thankful for that. Okay, only maybe for an occasional sneeze due to pepper and all this kind of stuff. But other than that, yeah, it's okay. I'm cool.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that. Excellent.
Yeah.
So are you guys experiencing some of the same things that we experience here? I think you touched on that, like toilet paper shortages. Yeah. Are you having a toilet paper shortage there?
No, not really. I don't think we have a shortage of toilet paper. We do have a huge amount of stock in some factories that are selling all this kind of daily products and all. But I do believe that there are still a handful of people. There are still some people that are still going through that motion of, I need to have like 2 years of rice in my storage. I need to have 5 years of toilet paper in 6 months to 1 year or 5 years, kind of like toilet paper, tissue paper in
5 years
in my storage. Yeah, I know, right? Can you imagine them, having all this? And I was thinking, like, man, are you gonna use it every single day? Are you gonna wipe your mouth every single day with that? And you need to, take 10 tissue papers to wipe your mouth? No, not really, right? So I truly believe that, because of fear, that's why they started to hoard more things, more items that's not a necessity as compared to some people who really need it. Like they needed it to wipe their buttocks, but these people go and buy and then just to think that they need it for their mouth and their nose, which I don't think you get this, right? And all those people who bought it, maybe in the year 2035, they'll be thinking, oh crap, I still have another 5 years of tissue paper and toilet paper to use. And they have spent like don't know how much money on that. So,
right. And by that time it'll probably be dry rotted, so it won't even be
yo, yeah, it'll be stinking.
bad.
It'll be very stinky, right? And yeah, it's something that I can't comprehend sometimes. Why they have to all do all this, and some of them, like they even when they see anything that has Corona, they will not buy. Like you look at Corona beer. Come on,
Right.
look at that. People thought that coronavirus is inside that beer. I was like, what the heck? I watched a video by Brett Lee. So he was saying about this people, the stocks in America especially, like the stocks of Corona beer is dropping because no one dares to buy Corona beer because it has Corona on it. And I was like laughing my butt off. I was like, man, this is this is this is stupidity, right? And it's all kind of like silliness in it. And I truly believe that alcohol is supposed to kill bacteria, kill germs, and not for you to shun away from.
Right.
So, and I'm not advising people to become an alcoholic. Yeah, to buy more and stock up more alcohol and drink every single day so that you can kill all the viruses in your body. No, but it's more of like, if you really want to drink, just go and drink, buy a beer and drink, and don't get so much affected by the word or the name of it.
Right.
If let's say it's Heineken 19, then no one will buy Heineken. If it's like Tiger 19, then no one will buy Tiger. They might even slaughter all the tigers, right? So I believe it. Yeah, we have to be rational with this kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that we have literally lost the ability to think logically.
Because of emotions.
Exactly.
Because our emotions are playing the strings, like we are the puppet of the emotions and the mind. So
Absolutely.
It's better to take control rather than lose control out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So who are you currently quarantined with?
I'm with my family. I'm with my parents. We are not quarantined. Like we still can go out.
Okay.
We still can go and buy stuff. We still can go travel around Singapore, but minimally if possible, because the government actually advises us to stay at home because they do not want to have widespread of community, widespread from the community itself. Even though the community widespread is pretty low in Singapore, and however, we have like thousands and thousands of people having it, hundreds and thousands of people having it every single day. Most of them are unfortunately from the dormitory workers, where a few of them got it, and then they were living together as a whole in the dormitory itself, in the workers' dormitory. So that's why it's spreading very rapidly, because there's hundreds of them, thousands of them living together, and they were working together as well. So all of them are being infected. So I'm hoping, I'm praying for them that they can recover, because without them, Singapore will not be built as where it is right now, because of these people that help to build the roads, they help to pour cement onto the building to build the building from ground up. Yeah, these are the people that I highly respect and I highly look up to for these people's tenacity and resiliency to come to a foreign country to work for us, just like immigrants in the US and in other countries around the world that are, doing all the things that all the citizens wouldn't want to do, all the things that they have no choice, but they have to do it so that they can get money for their family and for themselves. So yeah, I really am thankful that, they are doing their part for us. But ultimately, I still hope that they will be fine and they are able to give back to the family once they are well and once COVID virus has its final stop to it.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So are you having to wear mask when you leave?
Oh, yes, okay. Definitely. We were in Singapore, we were all made to wear masks. If let's say any one of us caught without wearing masks, we will be fined straight away. We'll be fined $300. And if let's say any one of us were to disobey the rule over here of wearing masks, and we still quarrel with the authority, then all the more they will put you in your butts into the jail. So,
Wow.
so that is how serious it can be, and it is necessary. I believe it's necessary, because if they do not adhere to it and they still are lenient to it, then the more amount of people that are suffering from COVID-19 in Singapore will rise even more. In terms of the community widespread, it will be even more. So I'm thankful that it's not that bad in terms of the community. But in terms of the dormitory workers in Singapore, unfortunately, it was rising badly, like a few hundred to 1,000 plus, and it was growing every single day. So like yesterday, for example, there was like 573 new cases that were infected, from COVID virus, and most of them were actually from the foreign workers, the dormitory workers, and that's why, and some of them are the work permit holders living outside of dormitory, and 5 are Singaporeans or the permanent residents over here. So as you can see, right, 5 and 8, they are super small amount. That's just single digit, and they are only those people that's community widespread. But for the foreign workers, the dormitory workers, there are 560 people of them that's being infected. So that's why it is necessary to, to have the mask on. And previously, we did see quite a number of fanciful kind of masks. Some of them were wearing some nitrogen mask kind of stuff. All those kind of fanciful masks. You get to see them that you have never seen them on streets. You just got to see them once in a while, and yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it just shows how important it is to be taking care of ourselves, because if we do not really take good care of ourselves, unfortunately, we'll be infecting our family, we'll be infecting our neighbors, our friends, our co-workers, and etc. So it's really important to make sure that we do the necessary precautions, like the five step of hand hygiene. I mean, like 7-step, process of the hand hygiene, where you get to wash your hands according to the steps that we were being taught of hand hygiene, and make sure that we look at the 5 moments of hand hygiene before we touch someone, before we touch something, after we touch, and etc. Yeah, we need to make sure that we have it clean. I have those hands clean.
So what are the 5?
Is very important.
So what are the 5 points of the hand hygiene?
So hand hygiene is inclusive of before you touch someone. So for nurses, it's before we touch someone, okay? Before we touch the environment, before we go to the environment that's near the patient or near the person, okay? Before we touch the equipment, right? Before we touch any other items. After we touch them, and after we are exposed to the environment, we have to make sure that we have to clean them. So these are the 5 moments of hand hygiene that we need, because if we do not do that, then all the more viruses will be spreading all over. And can you imagine all the bacteria that's on your cell phone, on your hand?
Oh yeah.
Handphone, on your headphones, your earpiece, your mics. Yeah, there's
light
so much bacteria.
Light switches around. Yeah.
Yeah, light switches, your toiletries, or even your toilet bowl, your cup, and all this kind of stuff. Your toilet bowl, that button that you press for flush.
Right.
Yeah, those have its own bacteria as well. If you don't clean them, then all the more you'll be taking in all the bacteria inside your body, right?
Which, if you think about it, like, why are we suddenly in an era where we need to be told these things? Like, this should be normal practice on a regular basis, right? I mean, we should know that these things are nasty and dirty.
Yes.
But now we have reached, like, here in 2020, we now have to be told to wash your hands and to, wash the little flusher thing on the toilet, and all these things. It's just I feel like we're regressing instead of progressing. So
because we went so fast that we didn't really take note of whatever that's in present, whatever that's present in the moment. Like, we have gone so fast that we didn't notice that, hey, we have been, you know, not really washing our hands properly. We have not been really doing certain things properly. Then probably this is a time for us to really take a step back and think, rather than, just focusing on what is in the future and not what is now. So that's why it's necessary for all of us to really go and, take this time to take this small little steps to, clean our hands, to do our certain things, so that we will not make the same mistake as before. Right? Probably right year 2000. Probably all these things in the 90s all have been said, all have been established. It's just that no one really take that effort to really go and do it. No one really go and think about it. No one went on to do it because they're maybe lazy, or probably they felt that it's not something that they have been practicing, and now it's necessary, because if you don't do it, something will happen. The consequence will happen, right? So that's why it is necessary for us to really go and look at it and look at how we should wash our hands, rather than just this. We need to interlace. We need to go do this, right? We need to go and clean the knuckles. We need to really go and clean the fingernails, because a lot of bacteria are hidden inside the fingernails, right? So that's why a lot of us are advising people not to bite their fingernails, because it's really unhealthy. It has a lot of bacteria. Can you imagine COVID virus stuck inside here and you just bite it and swallow it? And man, oh shit. Wow, look at the bacteria, all the good bacteria that you have, the bad bacteria, all mixing up with the COVID-19 virus, and you're giving yourself more trouble, right? So that's why it's really important to really go and practice them, rather than take it as something that, it's just information and I don't need it, because who knows, this small little thing is common sense but not common practice, right? Once it's common practice, who knows, right? Once it's common practice, it will be better. Who knows, if you don't practice it, man, you'll be the one suffering in the end, even though it's just hand hygiene, right?
Right. And I'm wondering how many other diseases we're going to knock out in the meantime.
Oh yeah, you have Ebola. You have so many.
It's all going to go away because we're going to be washing our hands now.
Yeah, it will take time. It will take time. Yeah, literally. So so it's necessary for all of us to really come as a whole to work this out together as a humanity, rather than just focusing on the nationality itself. I believe it's time. It's time for us to really not just to regress, but to progress as a community, and to build the foundation together and rise up again.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how life has changed for you in the past few weeks or the past couple of months.
Well, life has, in fact, progressed for me in a sense where, in work-wise, of course, as a nurse, we have a lot of changes. Like certain things have to be done. For example, we have to don on masks. We cannot eat together as a group anymore. We have to eat single. We have to eat by ourselves. We have to ensure that hand hygiene is being practiced every now and then. We have to make sure that we practice it as often as possible as compared to in the past. And also at the same time, we also not allow other family members to come and visit the patients, for example, just to prevent any community spread as well. And also to prevent anyone from, I would say, having any of these symptoms as well. Yeah. So all these are part of the work-wise. But in terms of my side hustle, it has grown. It has grown a bit. I managed to get some coaches, like clients to coach on in terms of how to elevate their brand, grow their mindset, and also build their networks as well. How to network with other people, and especially there's those extraordinary people that came onto my podcast before. So yeah, so I've I'm able to amass this kind of I would say this kind of result in a short period of time. And of course, I also managed to get a lot of amazing guests coming on board the podcast as well. And yeah, it's growing definitely, and because I'm brainwashing my mind, okay, to look at the opportunities instead of the negativity. So that's why it is growing. It's something that I am truly grateful for. That you know, with whatever that has been done in 2019, I'm able to bring it forward and make it and turn it online. And yeah, I believe there's more to come, especially in terms of collaborations and etc. And I'm grateful that I'm able to collaborate with one of the top investor in Thailand. So yeah, we are collaborating. I'm like going to be the affiliate for his program and etc. So yeah, so this is something
That's
that is
fantastic.
yeah, that is I'm really grateful for that. I didn't expect this, and but somehow or other they saw that I have potential. I have the networks that can bring forth to them some benefits as well. So yeah, so these are the things that's happening around me. And of course, I am able to spend less. I mean, like right now, COVID-19, there's no shopping, there's no all this other than online shopping, yes. But I'm online shopping for causes. I'm online shopping for things that I'm investing in myself so that I can grow and I can come out stronger after COVID-19 or during COVID-19 as well. So yeah, so these are the things that are part and parcel of my life right now as compared to the past, where I was taking it slowly and not really going too much on what I should do and all this kind of stuff. But this COVID-19 really shaped me to think that, hey, it's time. I only have one life. I'm going to do it, or else I'm going to regret. And I do not like regret, because it's a negative feeling before you go. So I want to live with a positive feeling, and I would like to live in this world with a positive feeling as well. So yeah, so this is something that I truly believe everyone can model, can actually go about going in their life and doing it for themselves and for their loved ones.
Yes, absolutely. So do you guys have like essential workers and non-essential workers?
Of course. So like essential workers right now, until 12 May or 16 May, certain industries will open up again. So for now, the main essential workers are the food hawkers. Those are, or I would say the restaurant owners where they sell food and all. The F&B, they are one of the essential. And then the healthcare, nurses and doctors. And then the transport-wise and logistics-wise, they are still essential. So logistics as in DHL, UPS, and all this, they are still sending parcels, sending masks to other countries, or sending other medical equipments to other countries, or even to Singapore. Yeah, all these are essential. Transportation-wise, the public transport is still essential to us. The MRT, which is like the railway train, where it's like a so-called a slower version of a bullet train in Taiwan and Japan. And then we also have our buses. We also have our Grab, our taxis, our Gojeks, which is the same as Grab, and yeah. So all these are still in place. So all these are still active. Whereas the non-essentials are probably the human resource, the people that are doing the back end. They are the or even like actors, actresses. They are still considered non-essential. So that's why they are all staying at home. They are not filming, or they're not doing anything right now, other than going on Facebook Live or IG Live. And yeah, and even like people that are doing like engineers, they are not 100% essential. Of course, there are some that are needed for certain projects, like in hospitals. We need certain engineers to help out in terms of like, if let's say the computer is faulty, there's some issues with the phone or anything, yeah, we need them, right? So yeah, ultimately these are the essentials, then, and the others are not non-essentials. But soon, people like hairdressers will be coming on board to be active again. So at first they were told that they are not going to be working. They are not going to be doing anything until 1st of June. But I believe, our Prime Minister, Lee Hsien Loong actually felt that, hey, you need to start doing something. I believe there are some of the people that needed will be dispatched out, will be able to do, like even like TCM, traditional Chinese medication. Yeah, they were non-essential at first.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
soon on May 12th or May 16th, they'll be starting again. And then slowly and surely, there are more different industries that will be active again.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. It sounds exactly the way that it is here. Yeah. So
Okay.
we have our essential workers and our non-essential workers, which I hate calling people not essential workers because I feel like that. I mean, everybody is essential and everybody has an essential job, I mean, it's, but at the same time, I guess they have to categorize it somehow.
Yeah.
So,
to prevent community widespread. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, are you social distancing there?
Yes, we have to. So over here we can't have gatherings, we can't meet one another, couples cannot go dating, cannot go anywhere. Unless if you are married, yes, you have to stay together, right? If you are not, then too bad. We can't meet up. We can't do anything other than video calls, Zoom calls, phone calls. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel that social distancing has affected you the most?
Well, it definitely prevented me to actually go on stages to speak, for example. But of course, it has allowed me to to really go and understand more about this technology, how to use certain technology, probably like Skype calls, Zoom calls, how to be more efficient, how to and really make full use of this technology, because when social distancing wasn't around, I was still meeting people up. I was still hanging out with my friends. I was still keeping in contact with some of them. We still have dinner together, things like that. But now all of us can't eat in a restaurant. We can't eat in a cafe. We can't eat anywhere. But we only have to call Grab Food, whereby we call takeaways. We have to go and buy takeaways from the stores itself, as compared to now. So right now, yeah, it's definitely different from before, and we can feel the effect. Just that we are not really so much affected until the extent that no one can leave, everyone is dying, kind of stuff, kind of situation. So yeah, this is something that I believe, it has helped shape us in a sense where we are able to use certain things, we are able to do certain things from our home. And after our meeting with our co-chief, for example, I am able to go lie on the bed and rest and do my stuff. I don't have to travel all the way, from a destination A to destination B, and then it saves us more time to do other things.
So maybe your quality of life in other areas has actually gotten better because of this.
Yeah, and I do believe once COVID-19 ends, for example, maybe in a couple of in next 6 months or in a year time, probably people will not want to go back to normal. They want to stay as where they are comfortably right now.
That's my hope.
They are like so used to Zoom calls, but of course they will still hang out with masks on for now until the government says you don't have to. So it's something that I truly believe it's something that we will take one step at a time and see how it goes. Yeah.
Right. And do you have more family there in Singapore?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm very close with my parents, so we are always together. We are talking about COVID-19, about other things as well. So yeah, but of course, I always advise my dad not to think so much about it, not to talk so much about it, because when you focus too much on negative, a lot of negative stuff is happening, right? So yeah, so people like waiters, waitresses, they are also considered as non-essential right now. So my dad, he is actually staying at home because he's out of job. right
Okay.
now, in a sense, because of COVID-19. But still, I'm thankful that, I'm a nurse. I'm still a nurse, and I'm a part-time or, a semi entrepreneur
Mm-hmm.
in a certain extent. So yeah, I'm still able to do certain things that I'm able to do, and I'm able to still contribute to the family. So yeah, it's a win-win situation for the time now, and I'm able to allow him to rest. I'm able to allow him
Yeah.
to stay at home rather than just go out and work and then tire himself. Especially right now, he's
Right.
already 60-ish. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's something that I'm grateful that we can spend more time together and talk more, and we can drink together and have more meaningful chats as well.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think that the hardest part of this has been for you?
Well, the hardest part is not able to meet the my girlfriend, but
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, and I mean like with the amount of time that we have spent together in the past as compared to right now is like totally zero. You know, uh, right now is like 0%, like to none, right? One to none. So it's very very important
Mm-hmm.
that we see this in a brighter perspective, and we still keep in contact. Yeah, so hardest part is that I can't meet her, I can't meet my friends. I'm more towards the uh, extroverted kind of person. So I felt that that pinch, when I can't
Mm-hmm.
go out, go and meet people, or even when I do my interviews, is usually doing live in person. But now we can't. We have to depend on probably Zoom or Facebook Live.
Right.
In a sense where thankfully that Facebook actually brought back the bring a friend function, so we are able to do that right now. So yeah, other than that, I think nothing, not that much harder, other than this kind
Mm-hmm.
of aspect. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, the same here. We've been able to get together with friends that we haven't gotten together with in years because all of a sudden everybody's on Facebook or they're on Zoom and they're saying, somebody talk to me, and they're wanting to get together with everyone because they can't get together
Yeah.
with anyone. And so they
Mm-hmm.
want to, get together on Zoom and stuff. And that's been great because we've been able to reconnect with new people. And that is something that I really hope that we're able to carry forward and that we are able to
Yep.
continue. And then when this is all over, we don't suddenly, forget about everybody and go, where did y'all go? Again, I love the reconnection that we've been able to make
Yeah.
with everybody too. So
Yeah,
yeah.
this is a time for us to reconnect. I mean, like this is a time, like I mentioned earlier, this is a time for us to really say hi to someone that we've always wanted to, say
Mm-hmm.
sorry or thank you to someone that we've always wanted to. Then it's time for us to say, because our egos are at a lesser terrain now because of COVID-19. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe before COVID-19, our egos are superbly high at this area, right? Oh,
Yeah.
he hurt me, she hurt me, I will not talk to this person anymore. But because of COVID-19, it lowers down and allows us to really realize that, hey, it's time. It's time to really say all these things before we really go in the
Mm-hmm.
future, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's necessary, and yeah.
Excellent. So what do you think is something that you have learned during this time that you would like to carry forward?
Well, and that is to actually see opportunity in every pandemic, in every disaster, because like I no one has expected this. While I was in Japan having my trip in Japan last year in December, I didn't know about all this COVID-19 and all this other stuff until when I'm back in Singapore, and the news of it rose even higher. I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
wow, that's yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
know about this COVID-19, and I didn't
Wow.
know it was in Japan, right?
And you were there?
Yeah, I was there. I was
Oh,
like
wow.
there December, and I was like traveling around, looking
Wow.
around, and I didn't know all this stuff, right? Until they were saying that, oh, it was in China, and then it was in Japan a bit. I was like, okay, and luckily I have no symptoms, so thank
Mm-hmm.
God that I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine. So yeah, so I will definitely bring this positivity in the future as well. I'm not saying that I wasn't positive in the last few years. I was, just that I was probably not as positive or as driven as now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would bring this drive and this positive, opportunistic mindset forward to so that right now and in the future I can keep on executing and executing rather than let God guide me through, take a slow and steady pace and all. So sometimes I realize it's not so much about how slow or how steady you are. Sometimes it's also how fast you can implement.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're able to implement it faster, awesome things will come even faster to you. So yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you know, part of my podcast is telling people's adventure and also encouraging people to find adventure of their own. So,
Yep.
do you think that you have been able to find adventure during this time?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been able to find an adventure where I'm able to get people on board my podcast even more, and I'm able to get more opportunities even more, like able to speak to people, able to really collaborate with people, really go out there to even coach people,
Mm-hmm.
right? I found that this is like an adventure, and it's something that from somebody that's just doing podcasting as a passion and now building it up into a business. Yeah, this is an adventure for me, and getting to face certain rejections at times, getting to face certain yes, as well as getting a lot of people coming onto the podcast to watch
Mm-hmm.
and listen. Yeah, that is an adventure. That is a real adventure for me. And of course, going to and fro uh, as a nurse, to and fro to work, and get to see how secluded the whole place is right now. Like not much people are walking along the streets. I was like, oh wow, it looks like ghost
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
But this is an adventure. This is an adventure. So
Yeah.
it's just like you're watching Zombie Land, and it's like in real life, this Zombie
Right.
Land is happening. Just that I'm thankful that COVID-19 doesn't turn people into bats or zombies
Mm-hmm.
and killing people, and terrifying people up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so this is something that I'm grateful that it's like an adventure, like
Mm-hmm.
literally able to grow as a person, as an individual, and also at the same time able to add value to other people's lives,
Mm-hmm.
and also at the same time able to take this opportunity to really reconnect with certain people, to connect even deeper and stronger with other people. Yeah, this is something that I truly believe is the starting point of making humanity more humane again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so this is something that I truly believe in. Yeah.
Very cool. So, also part of my podcast is transforming attitudes. So we
Yeah.
tell each adventure and we also transform every attitude. So what is one thing that you would like to leave everyone with that you hope transforms their attitudes?
Well, the attitude that you all have, okay, for all the listeners that are listening to this or even watching this video in a short time when this being produced, um, I would say that you are going to have the fixed mindset, or you're going to
Mm-hmm.
open that mindset up a little bit. Because right now, I might be a millennial and you might be 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or maybe on your deathbed, you're listening to this, for example, right? I would reckon that you take this time to really go and tell yourself that, hey, this is this is your one last chance, in a sense. No one knows who will get corona, right? No one knows, right? So this is your one last chance to perform well before you move on, or you shift your house to heaven, or to whatever that we call as nirvana or whatsoever. Or this is something that it is an opportunity for you to really take this time to really reconsider what you have done and what you have not done, and go and see what are the things that you have not done and you would like to really act on it, like to perform. I'm not talking about those drugs and rape and all this kind of stuff that you have not done it, please do it. No, not
Right.
at all. Okay, I'm talking
Right.
about what you have envisioned your life to be. You want time freedom. You want money freedom, you want what kind of freedom, you want what kind of lifestyle, you want what kind of family, you want what kind of love life you have, what kind of, girlfriend that you want, what kind of boyfriend you want. Go and see it, go and envision it, and go and really live it by first and foremost loving yourself, by first and foremost telling yourself that you only have one life to live. You only have one life to live as you. No one can live as anyone else except you yourself, right? No other people can be you. The cloning technology is not so powerful right now. So no one can become you 100%, okay? And you're not like, some Terminator or whatsoever that has been created, to hurt one another, to kill one another. You are here as a person with feelings, with emotions, to go out there to create and build your own life, your own goals, your own vision, and your dreams. You are your architect of your life. You are I would say you are building your own Goliath. You are building your own. You are the David, and you are building your own Goliath, and that Goliath is your life. It's your own journey. No one can be you. No one can beat you. Well, in certain aspects, people can beat you in a sense, like money and all this kind of stuff, right? But ultimately, it's either you let them beat you, or you yourself come out stronger and let yourself be known to the world that you don't allow anyone to beat you except yourself. So that's why it is very important that you take this life and this chance as optimistically, as optimally, as opportunistic as possible, right? And as positively as possible. Go and strive on and go and do something for yourself, so that your future generations can thank you, and even your future self can thank you for what you have done, for who you have become. Because no one can shape you other than you yourself, taking that first step of deciding to become somebody or someone that is accountable and responsible for yourself and for your future self. So this is something that I would like you to actually dive deep in and ask yourself, why am I living on this planet Earth? Why am I still sulking, right? If you're still sulking, if you're still unhappy, ask yourself why. And from then on, when you go 7 levels deep into asking yourself why certain things happen, why certain stuff is happening to you, with you, for you, whatsoever, then all the more you're able to realize that, hey, you're able to make the change. You're able to shift that perspective. You're able to do something about it. You're able to recognize certain things, and you're able to decide for yourself. God is not deciding for you. God is not writing on the book of Tiffany or writing in the book of James or Adam or whosoever and say, on the 5th of May, 2020, you are doing this, and it's signed by God. No, there's no such thing, right? If there's such a thing, then all the more it's quite biased, right? In a sense. And of course, I believe that, God or whatever that you believe in, this Holy Spirit or this being that's so special, he or she is not so unjust. He or she is not so biased towards certain things. Oh, I want Bill Gates to be a billionaire. I don't want Tiffany to be a millionaire, right? No such thing. It's all based on your choices that leads you to where you are supposed to be and where you have envisioned yourself to be. So that's why it is necessary to take this leap of faith, this step, to realize that, hey, my life is coming to an end soon. Even though 20 years, 30 years will look quite long, but it's quite short, in fact. Look at me.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah,
I'm 30 and you're already in your 40s, 50s, and you have grown so much from a black and white TV screen to now a full HD and LED OLED TV kind of style, and you are using Apple, you're using whatever brand that you're using for your laptops and all. olden days, there's no such thing, but now you look at how we have evolved. So
Right.
if humanity can grow so much and so fast in such a period of time, then it means that we all ourselves can do something to it as well. It's up to us whether we want it or not. So that's why
Absolutely.
it is necessary to really take that step forward rather than too much backwards.
Yes, absolutely. And Rayson, I love your passion. And I think that when you decided to go into the mental health profession, I don't think you realize how far you were going to take that, because you have you have superseded far beyond what you have trained for, far beyond your schooling. And you have gone into a totally different realm of mental health. And I mean, I'm sure that you realize this, but this is like, you know, your passion and your love for people. I mean, it really shows, and your desire for people to want to thrive and to grow. And I love that. And I love that about you, because when I'm watching you and I can see like how you love to inspire people, and that is your passion. And so with your mental health profession and your passion that you have now, like with that combined, I mean, you have like, you know, there's no limits for you. And I love that. And I love watching you grow. I have loved watching you grow for the past, you know, almost 2 years now. And all the changes that you've made, and, you know, all the people that you've interviewed. I mean, you've talked to Gary Vaynerchuk, for crying out loud, like more than once. I'm like, how is this happening? But it's just so cool. And I love it. Yes. And I know that, you know, years ago, you would have never pictured yourself where you are now. This isn't something that you thought about as a child and even inspired to as a child. It's just something that you've grown into. And I love that, because so many other people can do the same thing. And you recognized that passion that you had, and you started building on that. And now you inspire other people to recognize the passion that is inside them, and have them build on that. And I love that. And I think that you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. So, Rayson, I am, you know, just beyond happy that I was able to talk with you today, and that we were able to chat again on the podcast. Yep. Thank you so much for being here. If you can tell people where they can find you, and then I'll also put that in the show notes, the links to that, because I want my listeners to go and find you and start following you as well. So if you can let us know.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so basically you can find me on Instagram. It's Raygacy, Raygacy. And then also at the same time on Facebook, it's Rayson Choo, Rayson space Choo. So this is for Facebook and LinkedIn as well. You can find me at Rayson Choo as well. And also I'm starting to build a small tribe for myself, which is called the tribe of Raygacy. So it's like a Telegram group where I use this as a channel to let people share about their stuff. Like they are able to talk to one another, they are able to advise one another, they are able to give compliments to one another, and also at the same time they are able to collaborate with one another if possible. So this group has grown from just a few people to now 100 plus strong, and there are quite a few of them that's active, and they are always posting about not just their stuff, but also posting about advices to people whenever there's any questions. And also at the same time, they have done some mini collaborations, like some of them able to give out oranges to this dormitory workers for free. Like they donated some things, and they're also giving free lessons to one another. They are sharing about their stuff with one another. So yeah, it's something that is more than a channel where I just promote my stuff, but it's more than that. It's where people start to ask questions, and they answer themselves certain questions that has been asked. They are able to answer them and all. So yeah, it's like coming together as a collective, and it's able to allow people to really understand more about one another and how they can help one another in a process of understanding them. So yeah, so this is something that I've been slowly building. So I'll send you the links. You can share and see how many people would like to be in this tribe as well. So this tribe has 100 plus people, and they are all over the world. They're from all over the world. There are people from Australia. There are people from Indonesia, from US, from Canada, from Africa as well. So yeah, so it's a small tribe, and I'm doing my best to add as much value as possible so that there will be more people coming in and more people can benefit from it.
Absolutely. I would love to put a link to that in our show notes as well.
Yeah.
And Rayson, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. I would love to have you back on the podcast in the future again.
Sure.
Hopefully we can collaborate on, some things maybe in the future. That would be fantastic. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
and we'll talk to you again.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.